Every night you lock your door without thinking, but the lock is one of the most revolutionary inventions in human history. Without it, civilization itself would have been impossible. This is the story of the lock and key. Before locks existed, there was only one way to protect your valuables: a guard, standing, watching, all night, every night. Only the richest kings could afford that. Everyone else lost everything. The first lock was invented in ancient Egypt around 4000 BC, 6,000 years ago. It was massive, made entirely from wood, and it worked using a surprisingly clever pin system that is still used in modern locks today. Here is how it worked. A large wooden bolt locked the door. Inside the bolt, wooden pins dropped down, blocking it from moving. The key, also wooden and enormous, was inserted and lifted those pins. Click. Door opens. Pure genius for 4000 BC. But the Egyptian wooden lock had one massive problem. It was enormous. The key was sometimes so large, people carried it on their shoulder like a weapon. Not exactly practical for everyday use. Then came the ancient Romans. They solved everything. Romans made locks from iron, keys from bronze, and most brilliantly, they made keys small enough to wear as rings on their fingers. The world's first wearable technology. Roman key rings served a double purpose. Only wealthy Romans owned things worth locking, so wearing a key ring was a visible symbol of wealth and status. If you had a key, you had something worth protecting. During the Middle Ages, locks became works of art. European blacksmiths competed to create the most elaborate and beautiful lock designs. Locks shaped like animals, locks covered in engravings, locks that played music when opened. A lock was not just security, it was art. But medieval locks had a fatal flaw. They looked impressive, but any skilled thief could pick them open in seconds. The more decorative the lock, the easier it was to break. Beautiful, but completely useless. Then, in 1778, an Englishman named Robert Barron invented the double-acting tumbler lock. For the first time, a lock that was genuinely difficult to pick. A revolution in security. Every bank in England immediately wanted one. But the greatest lock inventor in history came in 1848, an American named Linus Yale Jr. He studied the ancient Egyptian wooden pin lock, 6,000 years old, and rebuilt it perfectly in metal. His design is inside almost every door lock on Earth today. Yale's pin tumbler lock was genius because of one simple idea. Every key cut differently. Every lock responded to only one specific key. Mass production became possible. By 1900, ordinary people could finally afford to lock their doors. During both world wars, lock technology advanced dramatically. Military needed unbreakable codes and security systems, combination locks, time locks, vault locks. War pushed lockmakers to their absolute limits. Today, the humble lock has gone completely digital. Fingerprint locks, face recognition locks, Bluetooth locks, smartphone locks. And yet, the basic pin tumbler principle invented by Linus Yale in 1848 still works inside most of them. From a massive wooden bolt in ancient Egypt to a fingerprint scanner on your front door, the lock has protected human civilization for 6,000 years. Every secret, every treasure, every family, behind a locked door. Subscribe now, because every week we find the incredible history hiding inside the simplest things.